Hi, welcome back to It's Happening Now. I'm your host for the day, Scott. Across from me, we got Devin. Next to him is
What's
Greg.
up?
And right next to me is Chris.
What's going on?
So, my question for you guys today is: does anybody really like Taylor Swift? Is she a psyop? I mean, is this a government plant in order to sway elections? That's what we're going to talk about today. Let's see where this goes.
I think she is. I mean, we're like she was popular
Yeah.
before this, but then next thing you know, they threw her into the football thing with
Yeah.
Kelsey.
Yep.
I think there's a lot there.
I do too. I mean, she came from nowhere. I mean, she was
Popular.
Right.
She had. I mean, there's a couple of her songs that are actually pretty good.
Oh no, I'm not
But
disagreeing.
she was doing really well.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing.
But then she brought all that stuff to football, and it just got really weird.
Well,
Yeah, I did.
it's like this. She was a country singer. Good. She has some good songs. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. But then she was just pushed everywhere. All of a sudden, from just a country star to a pop singer, and then every news article, every TV, it was Taylor Swift all the time, in your face.
Oh, they pushed her on us.
They pushed her on us, which is, I mean, it's weird. They don't do that with other singers.
Right.
I mean, it's almost like
they do
but-
with the ones they're using,
Yeah.
like Elvis
Yeah.
Presley. They make him like some kind of federal.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was, but they made Elvis Presley actually had a badge.
He was I believe, CIA or FBI operative.
I can't remember. Yeah, he definitely had a badge though.
There was a couple more singers that way. I mean, the government will do whatever
they
the
said
government
it.
takes.
They said it about Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I read
Yeah.
some crazy
Yeah.
stuff about Michael Jackson.
I think you're nuts. I think that, I'll just be entirely honest here. I mean, why you ask why they just threw her out there all over the place? Well, it's not like any other singers have the kind of following that she does.
But does
That's
she?
just the way
but
that it is.
Now we have bad blood because you disagreed with me. But it's no. I mean,
dear Lord.
Well,
Is it-
I think you're going a little far down that
I
rabbit
don't
hole.
thi- I mean-
you might be onto a little something. Maybe they're using her for a means to some sort of end.
Well,
What that is, I don't know.
she's a
but-
leftist.
It's called advertisement
Yeah.
and money making
Right.
possibilities.
She
It's
came
nothing
out.
more,
She
nothing less.
came out. She supported Joe Biden. I mean, even if she doesn't know she's being used, they're definitely using
Yeah.
her in some way, shape, or form. I
perhaps
mean,
to some degree.
she may not
course-
know.
Of
I think she
course,
knows.
She supports Joe Biden.
And
All right?
she's
I
super
mean,
leftist.
most of
Yeah.
her fans are younger women, especially really younger women, and they're all typically
But-
on the left. Man,
What have we learned in this last couple of years?
what is she going to do? Alienate her fans?
What I mean, no. What have we? What
I don't
fans
know.
were there? What did we
True.
learn in the last couple of years? People don't like things until they're told to like them. People don't like things. I mean, just look at Trump. The news every day. Orange man bad. He's a dictator. He's and people around the country and in Canada and around the world started chanting that. I mean, you talk to somebody out there that was anti-Trump, and it was like listening to an MSNBC, a CNN commentary spot.
Right,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? And they would just repeat that to you. So did they just push Taylor Swift out there in the media, push Taylor Swift with every interview? She didn't have that following country. She didn't have that following when she first came out in pop. Then she was pushed in all the talk shows, pushed in all the media spotlights, pushed in every aspect. And that fan base grew and grew and grew and
Well-
grew. Now, and she supports leftist ideology. She supports, I believe, abortion. She supports Joe Biden. And I mean, I read an article the other day where they said a fifth of voters will vote for who Taylor Swift says to. A fifth.
That's ridiculous.
That is
I mean,
ridiculous. So if I'm a corrupt government and I know I have a person out here like this, I'm going to sway them to do what I want them to do.
Yeah,
Who's
'cause
going to sway 5% of the population to do what I want
she
them
definitely
to do?
has the influence.
She
You know, I
does.
mean, she can influence people to vote for whoever she wants them to.
Yeah.
Okay, you got motive, right? You got means, but do you actually have a fucking crime?
Well, I'm not saying it's a crime that, you know what I mean? But what I'm saying
it's
is
a narrative.
it's a way the government uses people and entertainment and Hollywood to sway your thoughts and your direction.
Oh, that's definitely
Well,
a thing.
Yes.
They
Oh,
do it all the
100%,
time with
yeah.
the movies and everything. Like,
Right.
I mean,
I
they
mean,
do it with the rappers, hip hop, all that. They do it with them too.
Yeah.
I get that. I mean, it's influence, but I hate the thought though that people kind of have a group think of, oh, hey, you put this person out there, give them a lot of media attention, tell me to like them. Well, no, I have to like them or I'm ousted. I'm the black sheep or whatever, and it's, when do people stop thinking for themselves? That's what I want to
It's
know.
been like this for a while though. Like, I mean,
and I'm not saying it's not okay to like
look at
somebody for what they do.
look at
but
the rap. Like, if somebody has like some like do the right thing rap, like
Right.
not all this gangsta stuff and all that, like it doesn't get promoted as much.
Right.
But you can put a song out called WAP, and it's #1 on the charts.
Yep.
That's weird because I wouldn't let my kids listen to that. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
that doesn't.
No.
And but people run around all over the place. You heard that stuff all over. WAP. It's like, who would let their daughter listen?
It is a certified banger, though.
It is though. It does got some beat to it.
Yes.
Like, I'm not saying it's a bad song, but it's not. I mean, that's something I would go to the club and listen to, but that's not something I would ride around with my daughter sitting in the back seat listening to.
No.
Unfortunately, she's probably listening to it. I mean, she's got access to the internet.
Hey, my daughter's a
stuff,
Swiftie. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
But then again,
And look, and that's where I'm going. Where we're going with that is, my daughter's a Swiftie. She listens to what Swift says, and she all of a sudden she's a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Like, that doesn't make
Right.
my
She
daughter.
never
My
liked
daughter does
football.
not like
Right,
football.
exactly.
Then look, for her birthday, you know what she wanted? The Madden game, because she wanted to play as the Chiefs. I was like, you don't
Lord.
even like football.
Right. Yeah.
It's a phase. She'll outgrow it.
Well,
I mean,
I'm just saying that the influence is definitely there with her, and even if Taylor Swift doesn't know it, the media and the government is definitely using her to push that influence that she has onto our kids,
hey,
to the younger generations.
I know what's next for Madden. All right, they're gonna bring out skins that are pay to play, right?
Oh yeah,
and it's gonna be like Taylor Swift uniforms and stuff.
Oh,
you
no.
know what I mean,
Right.
for all the Kansas City players.
I unfortunately think you might be right.
They're
Don't give them ideas.
They're playing.
I can
please.
see it.
They're going to be
Don't
playing.
give them ideas.
They're going to be playing in skirts next year, is what I heard.
Yeah.
And on top of that, their new
Pom-poms.
catchphrase is called "Bad Blood."
Oh no.
I don't know. It's definitely.
What's
Well, I mean, I looked this up. Sorry to interrupt. But Saladin, who was the conqueror of Jerusalem, once said, and this fits into the narrative, look around. If you want to destroy any nation without war, make adultery or nudity common in the young generation.
No, yeah, and they've already done that.
So OnlyFans, WAP.
I showed you
girls-
where I opened up my Instagram.
Yeah.
You got to be careful where you open up the
Yeah.
Instagram at, because
girl
I mean,
just
I'm not
wearing a
even
shirt.
following those people. I open it
Right.
up, and there's a big booty sitting there
Right.
shaking.
Right.
It's like,
I mean,
oops! Like, I don't want to open that in front of my daughter. When my
No,
daughter's
no.
sitting next to me, I open up my phone, and she was like, "What's that?"
Yeah. Why are you looking at it like that? Mom!
Right. Yeah, next thing you know, I'm getting my ass beat.
Yeah.
It's rather concerning whenever you open your phone in public anymore. You're never sure what you're gonna
Right.
see.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm always real careful opening up Instagram anywhere
Yeah,
I'm
you're
at.
always
like, because the
now
first thing you do, that's what
shielded.
Greg did. He looked at it, was like, "What are you watching?" Like, I don't know. I just opened up Instagram.
Pervert.
It's pretty bad now. When
Right.
you got your phone, you're like
But I mean,
all the
Yep,
time.
yep.
You know?
Everybody looks suspicious nowadays.
Right. Exactly.
these kids are, I mean, they're out of control compared to what it was like when I was a kid back in 1773. No, I'm just joking. we got excited to see someone's ankles, but these young
You look pretty
go.
good for 200 plus. Like,
a guy's mating scheme is youth and purity. That's what a man looks for in a woman.
Right.
It really is. A woman looks for a protection and provider. So what they're doing is
They've.
separating,
I think they switched. They flipped them.
yes, what is supposed to be the natural role of humans, biology.
Right.
You know, I mean, guys want youth and purity. We don't want someone who's been with 100 different other guys. You know, we want youth because we want longer birthing cycles as we get older. But it's our own biology. We can't help what we look for.
Right.
Just like girls can't help what they look for. What they're attracted to is
Wow.
ingrained in your biology.
well, yes, but the girls always like the bad boys.
Well,
The
but
ones that
that's-
aren't good for
well, that's
them.
'cause
And just
girls-
like the
Well, it's 'cause
guys
wanna
like the
change-
bad
it's
girls
because
too.
they want to change you.
that's-
Every girl looks at the person she wants to be with as a project.
right.
True.
They
do.
always try to change you.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing.
No, we need
it
change.
actually, yes, we definitely do. I mean, the stuff I was doing before,
Yeah.
like, I mean, even when I met my wife, I was still running down the wrong way. You know what I mean? I was still going down that wrong path. But eventually she got through to me and she knew there was better in
Yeah.
me. So
Behind every strong man is a
There's a
strong
strong woman. Yeah.
I mean,
that is true.
we are very flight minded. We're just giant kids. I mean, that's
We're
what we are.
spontaneous.
Speak for
Yeah,
yourself.
it's bigger
Speak for
toys.
yourself, big kid.
Right.
Tell me you're not.
To some degree,
Yes,
yes. I mean,
we all here. We're all. Yeah, we just get older and our toys get more expensive.
Yeah.
that's true. Too.
And I mean, if it wasn't, more men die every year looking at a girl going, "Watch what I can do," you know, what I'm saying, than women. So
Yeah.
we need that woman to pull us down. To
Right before we die, we're like, oops.
Yeah, oops. That wasn't a good idea.
This was a bad idea.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good idea, but now I realize my wife was right. This was a bad idea.
Yep,
Right.
yep. It's just
Should have listened to her. And again, when we were younger, we should have listened to our moms.
right. Oh,
There,
yeah.
there's always a woman there trying to direct you in the
Yes.
right path.
But when do we ever listen? Really, we kind of have.
We
to
don't.
just
That's the
run
whole
headlong
point.
into the wall
That's our problem.
until we finally go. Oh, that was a stupid idea.
We are men and we learn by experience, by hands-on experience. And that's just how it is.
Yeah, we
you
just
you don't
how it
know
has
not
to
to jump
be.
off the bridge until you jumped off the bridge and you hurt yourself. Then you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't do that
Yep.
again. That
Yep.
was a bad
Like,
idea.
Let's try a smaller bridge next time.
Yeah.
That's typically what it is.
And
Yeah.
the reason we jumped off a bridge is because there was 3 girls there swimming with us, and it was
Watch
hey,
what I can do.
Watch what I
Yeah,
can
watch-
do.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is true.
As they're standing in ankle
Mistakes.
deep water.
Right. Like, oops.
But then, and the other side of that, when we hurt ourselves, all the girls come around and go, "Oh, are you okay?" Because they're natural nurturers. So
Yeah.
that's what we want anyway. We just want to be nurtured, and for that nurturing, we will work ourselves to death. We will
Oh, yeah.
try
Yeah.
as hard as we can to provide.
Yeah.
And but all we ask for is a honest, pure girl. You know what I mean? That's what we want. We want a girl that wants to spend their lives with us and help us become the best man we can be. We need that.
That is true, and we do need that. I'll tell you what we don't need.
What?
Adult diaper spas.
Oh, my
That
gosh.
was so weird when I seen that
Yeah.
story, dude. I was like, so there's a spa now where you can, as an adult, can go to a spa, wear a diaper, and do what?
I have.
Are they really like
I have.
evacuating their bowels?
I saw that as I woke up and I laughed out loud for a good 2 minutes.
Or I bet you did. It is
I couldn't
laughable,
believe it.
but the bad part about it is, it's definitely a thing,
I know it is, and that's why I laughed.
and people are really doing it. Like it wouldn't be a story. Like you don't advertise something that's not really there. You know what I mean? This is a thing.
Right.
Well, that
New
may-
Hampshire town alarmed due to the opening of a new diaper spa where adults wear diapers and pretend to be babies.
All right, watchers. Do you guys want to go to a spa and put on a diaper? I've
And
never.
pretend to be a baby.
No.
I've never woke up and said, "Today I'm going to the diaper spa. I'm going to crap myself and lay there and coo and caw and it's going to be so much fun, guys. You want to go with me?"
No, I do not.
No.
I'm not going there. But if you
No,
told me
no.
there was a massage parlor, I would probably go.
Yeah, well,
Like,
my back.
Yeah, my back's messed up. I need a massage.
That's
But
'cause I pick up all this heavy stuff for the women out there that were like, "Can you pick that up?" I guess so.
Yeah. Of course I can.
I just see stories like that though, and the things that are going on with when like that's not even the only reason that is even a thing is because this country has turned into a place that just goes towards helping people with mental disorders. It seems like a mental disorder.
goes towards insanity.
Well, yeah, it goes towards insanity. I was trying to
Yeah.
find the way to say it as I
Dude.
was saying it.
It's messed up. I can't even believe any of this crap is happening anymore.
Right.
Honestly, every day I wake up, I'm just more and more surprised.
Transgenders.
I'm not surprised anymore. I just see it and I'm like, oh, another mental illness that they should be like having a conversation with these people, and instead they're like,
trying to
be
get
a
them
baby.
help. Right.
What I mean is,
I'm
We're
just
the-
trying to figure out what our producer's doing.
I'm
I don't know.
surprised.
Nobody
I'm
knows.
surprised at the level that which
No one ever knows.
things just get more and more messed up. I mean, it wasn't too long ago that I remember hearing about that guy that like he was sexually attracted to
like-
amusement parks.
There's a guy
Is
that's
it a
married
carousel?
There's
Remember
a guy
that?
that's married
No,
to
I
a
don't
Ferris
remember.
wheel.
Yeah,
Is
And
that
he
what
has
you're talking
sex
about?
Yeah,
with the
the
Ferris
Ferris
wheel.
wheel. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've heard stories about
What
like
about-
guys marrying like their motorcycle.
What
or their
about the
car
woman?
and making love to?
I seen that not too
them.
long
And
ago. Yeah,
I'm
it was
like,
you shared that. And I was like, what's that?
I read an article the other day.
when I see something weird,
A
you're gonna
woman
see
married
something weird.
herself. She married herself.
I
And then
heard
she
about
divorced
that.
herself.
and then she
Yeah.
divorced it and blamed it on men.
Wait,
Yeah. See,
wait. How did the man?
she
wait,
couldn't stand her?
how did a
She
man-
divorced herself because she couldn't stand herself.
honestly,
How did
if you told me that life at this point was just a program and we were in it, I believe you because there's some serious malfunctions going on.
Yeah,
right
I was
now.
saying.
Oh, the-
I was
the
saying a very
NPs are definitely
malfunctioned
off.
program. Like,
Absolutely.
There comes Devin bringing
Yeah.
up the Matrix.
The
I'm
NPC.
just
What is
saying,
it? Is
it's
that what
possible.
it's called? The NPCs, the non-player characters.
Non-player
Yeah.
characters.
Oh, okay, yeah, they're definitely off.
Yeah, there's
Something's
definitely, there's
wrong.
definitely a big old virus.
Yeah,
Wait,
so
I
the
don't-
virus.
I don't remember anybody offering me a red or a blue pill. I didn't swallow any.
We're
pills.
not we're not the main character of the
Who
story.
goes there?
What are you doing?
Show yourself.
NPC.
Guess there was nothing there.
Yes, there was nothing
Yeah.
there.
Oh, okay.
And there's an arrow sticking out your back.
I was just thrown off. I look over, Greg's over here like this.
Tonto.
I am Tonto. Oh man.
So, audience out there, leave comments. What do you think about Taylor Swift? Is she just really that good, or is she a psyop for the U.S. government trying to sway young voters? And
I don't think she's bad.
I don't know. I mean, I was reading an article the other day, and I'm going to get some hate for this. All right, so the comments are going to explode. All right, they have her rated as the 5th most beautiful woman in the world.
Oh,
I disagree with that.
No, I disagree with that.
No.
Like,
No,
Ma-
I'm not going to agree with that.
no, not anymore.
Sorry, I just saw something out the window.
Yeah.
I did too. That was
Yeah,
weird.
that was a
that
little
was,
weird.
That was super
We're in the
weird.
Matrix again. I
Yeah.
think the Matrix is glitching.
It was like, you thought NPCs were bad. Wait till we throw this in front of your window.
You know what else I find amusing is the lack of news from the Texas border. I've seen
Right.
nothing about.
Yeah, I
that
haven't seen very much. If you do, you have to look it up. Like it used to, it was when it first was happening. It was
Yeah.
like Frontline,
Yep.
front page,
Now
and now
it's
it's
gone.
like there's still a lot of stuff actually developing out of
Right.
that, and they're hiding it.
Yeah.
Right.
It
Can't-
seems that way. I don't know if they're really hiding it, but it seems
Well,
that
can't
way.
see this.
Yeah, so they're like, unless you look it up
It's
or you
because-
haven't heard anything, then you won't know.
From what I heard, I mean, basically they're just at a stalemate still.
Right.
Well,
Right.
pretty much. But like,
Yeah.
did they really send those tanks down there though?
I
That was the Texas National Guard. I'm not
saying-
saying did the federal
the
government send
Texas-
tanks.
I mean, I remember seeing tanks on
Right.
video.
Yeah, I seen them on a video. I don't know
was
if that was
really going to the border.
It-
Was that
yeah,
just-
I don't know if it was
Going
real or
somewhere
not.
else.
What I thought that video was great was the tank crossing sign.
Yeah,
Tanksing.
yeah. Tanks are crossing.
I want
Yeah.
that sign near my house. I just
Right.
do.
If-
Watch out, tanks are coming.
If people didn't put those deer crossing signs right there, deers wouldn't get hit anymore. I mean,
I
they
know.
try to cross right there.
Yeah.
You see that video of that woman?
Yeah.
Yes,
Why
I
did they
did.
put the deer crossings there where people are going to
Yeah.
hit them?
They should put them in more urban
All right.
areas. And I was like, this.
Try
hey,
crosswalkers.
even the host that was on the show was trying to figure out like if she was joking or not.
Yeah.
When they figured out that lady was dead serious,
Yeah.
they were like, "Wait, you really think that?" They're saying there's a high population of deer
That
here,
right across the road.
and they go across the road. They're
Yeah.
telling you to
Yeah.
watch out. They're
Yeah.
not saying, "Hey, deer, cross here."
You're right.
No,
But
yeah.
that's what that lady.
They're reading English.
Dude,
Yeah.
that lady got a lot of flack from that. Dude, it was
Yeah,
hilarious.
You should.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
well, they knew. I mean, the town she lived in, like she was getting like
I mean,
people made shirts. And
that's the
all
way
sorts
that
of
it used to be. You open your mouth, you say something stupid. Well, you're gonna get made fun of
You
for
get
it.
berated,
You
know?
and then you learn
That's just
not
the way
to
that
say
it
stupid
is.
things again.
It was
Yeah,
you
which
know?
we need to start doing to people again.
Public shaming.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably one of the worst things you could do to people. Like you don't have to go all the way out your way and do like barbaric stuff, but shaming somebody
Yeah.
that hurts.
It does.
That
Oh,
hurts
yeah.
people, man. You can see it in their face for months after that. Something embarrassing happens to somebody. They're like walking around with their head down.
Oh yeah, and it lives
If
in
you
their
even
head. That's
see 'em.
PTSD
Oh
big
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Isn't that like hate speech or something now? I'm
This
sure.
all-
What? Oh yeah,
Defaming
probably.
somebody or-
I don't agree in hate crimes.
No.
All right.
No.
I mean, if a black person and a white person gets in a fight, they got in a fight.
Right.
It's just two people
Yeah.
getting in a
That
fight.
disagreed. Two
Right.
people that disagreed
Right.
on something.
They try. I mean, a hate crime is just there to sow racial disparities.
Mhm.
I mean, you beat him up because it's a hate crime. No, it's not a hate crime. You just
Right.
had a disagreement. It's no
Right.
different than anybody else fighting.
Right.
Now, unless you go, I mean, you put on a Ku Klux Klan outfit and you go into a neighborhood and you start beating people up.
That's
a hate
different.
crime.
That's a,
Right.
yes,
yeah,
that's a hate crime.
that's a hate crime.
And I wouldn't even call that a hate crime because I would just say that's a terrorist. You were going in there with
yeah,
the pure decision to spread terror in that community.
true.
You know what I'm saying? That's not.
Yeah, I would say if you have a belief system and you go on it, but you're not doing anything, I don't care what you do.
No, I don't. This is
But if
America.
you're actively going
Yeah.
places and hurting people or
Right.
destroying their property, then yeah, at this point you need to be taken out of the community.
Yeah, yes, I
Let's put
agree
it that
with
way.
you.
You need to be taken out of the community. You lost those rights,
You absolutely
But-
lost those rights.
Did you guys?
and
see
that's
this-
for any of them. I mean,
did you guys
that's
see
just
this
not.
story today.
Oh
That
yeah,
one
the guy
upsets me a little bit.
the illegal alien. That's what I call them, not undocumented people.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not undocumented. They ain't even supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Beat
What
up
is
the
that?
cops.
That's a.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'll bring it back up.
He beat up cops, kicked them. He's
Right.
let out.
Oh,
of
is that
ja-
the one?
Yeah, he's let out of jail with no bail. No bail.
There is that one, but that's not the one I showed you.
Yeah, that's
but
not-
that's
no,
it's,
no.
Yeah,
It
that's
was,
not-
that one's
That
nuts.
is the same guy. When they released him with no bail, he flicked off the cameras.
but that's not what it says. Read what it says.
America's last, New York City launches $53 million pilot program to provide prepaid credit cards to illegal aliens. Family of 4 will receive $1,000 per month. That's my
But
tax
that's that-
dollars.
right.
But that is that
Exactly.
dude who did that to that cop.
Yeah, that is the guy. Right. Yeah, that's the
Right.
guy.
I could use $1,000
This-
a month, right?
a month.
I could too.
This
I mean,
is-
of my own money. Thank you very much.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the
Of
money
your
that
money
I
back.
pay
Yeah.
into taxes, I could use some of my money back.
Right. This is what's wrong with this country is our tax dollars go to people we don't want here.
Right.
How is that representation? Who's representing
It's
us?
not because
They're not.
like you're giving my money, the money that we pay in taxes to people who aren't even supposed to be here for one.
Right.
But we have people who live here, born here, been here for generations. You know what I mean? Family's been here forever.
Right.
And they need help, but they're not getting any. So why are we helping people who aren't even supposed to be here when we're not even helping our own people?
What people?
Like, I mean, I understand like when it comes to like some people who live on the streets, they want to live there.
Right. They
They
choose
they choose that. A lot of them choose that, and people I'm sure will say no, that's not true. Yes, a lot of the ones that I've talked to, they don't care. They don't want a job. They would rather ask you for your money
Mhm.
than to go get a job.
They can ask me for my money.
But you don't have to give. You don't have to give it to
But
them.
do it through the form of them doing labor for me
Right.
in
Well-
order to make some money.
Well,
Right, but they don't want to.
No,
But what
I
I'm
don't
saying
care if they
is,
want to or not.
those
They
are
don't
our own people, and then we have the people in the military that have PTSD that get out of the military, and then
Have
Yeah,
no-
they
don't get the
need
help.
they need
Right.
help.
They don't
They
get the
actually
help.
need help.
You know what I mean? They
right.
need help, and I
Yeah.
agree with helping them before any, not
Well,
one person that walked across that border illegally should get anything before that military vet.
Oh,
That,
I
that, is,
agree.
that is that doesn't make any
They
sense.
shouldn't even be here in the first place. And if they were actually following the
This-
laws, we wouldn't have this issue.
I'll say that.
Well, we need a government that steps up and protects our.
I've
government's not
always,
for the people anymore.
Oh, I know that, but I'm
Right.
saying like they're breaking.
laws.
Yeah, they're
Laws,
breaking
right.
laws by allowing
Yeah.
these people to come across. It's like they tell us to follow the laws, or we go to prison.
They're criminal enterprise now.
I mean,
That's
right.
how are we
I know
supposed to
that
fix
person.
this?
Yeah.
How are
First
we
day.
supposed to fix this problem?
Well, look, I'm going to put it this way:
In all
Close the
actuality.
border.
if you're
Yeah,
out there
exactly.
How?
and you're watching,
Okay, here enforce the laws that are already there.
But how?
Exactly.
Make I'm not saying we do. I'm saying
No,
our
I know
government
that,
needs to
but
do.
that's
But
what I'm saying.
instead they were kicking the can, passing it around, and saying it's like Joe Biden the other day. It's the Republicans' fault. They
Yeah.
won't sign this bill. What, the amnesty bill that gives amnesty to all
Right.
these people that are here? That's not fair. That's not fair to us. We are taxpayers. So the
Right.
way to fix it is just make our government force them to make the laws that are already there. Like enforce the laws that are already there. We don't need new
I
laws.
agree.
Like
I
just
agree.
enforce them.
well, people don't look at it like this. You go to work every day. We all here go to work every day.
Yeah.
All right. We drive long routes.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah, we do.
All right. It's no fun. But they take 32% of my income. You know what I mean? Per year.
Right.
That 32%, that's a lot.
Mhm.
That's a
All
lot.
right.
Oh, it's a
and then
lot,
they
right.
give them to non-Americans in other countries.
That's what I'm saying.
If I'm working and paying taxes and you are giving it to someone else who's not working,
Right.
I'm a slave.
Right.
You
Yeah.
enslaved me
Right.
You know,
to
it's,
work to pay for other people to do nothing.
Right.
That's
Well,
not right.
For as long as I can remember, we've always helped other countries for giving them food, money, aid, whatever.
I don't mind
And don't
helping,
get me wrong, yeah, I don't mind helping.
but I do mind
But
when we need
whatever
help.
happened to America first?
It
You know,
should.
look,
That's
I
what I'm
can't
saying.
take care of my family.
What happened is it
if
died
I'm
at the end of the last election.
But I mean, I can't help my family if I'm injured or I'm sick or I'm
Right.
hurt. So I have to.
Well, I
look,
can't help you.
Unfortunately, I have to look out for myself first.
I can't
then
help
I
you.
can look out for
I
them.
can't help
I
you
agree.
if you come ask me for $100 and I haven't bought my groceries yet. I have 2 kids. I have a wife. I have to make sure we're good.
Right. Exactly. You got to
I
look out
can't
for yourself
help you
first,
until it's one of those things where they tell you on an airplane,
Mhm.
put your own mask on first
Before you
and
help
then
your
help the
child.
person or
Yeah.
whoever's
Yeah.
sitting next to you. Or if you're trying to help people, make sure you are at a point where you can actually help people.
Right.
And then our government's just like, no, we'll just give
No, we're
all
gonna
your
help
money away.
everybody
We'll help
else.
everybody else. And if you're an American citizen, screw you.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you ever dare to say anything about that and say anything otherwise, what are they going to call you? They're going to call you a heartless piece of garbage.
Well, I
Right.
said it.
Right.
I'm just joking.
Anti-Semitic.
Right.
If they
Yeah.
say
Whatever.
that, if they say that, oh well,
Racist,
it's just
Islamophobic.
it,
Yeah.
you
Racist,
help
whatever.
yourself before you help other people. So you have to be in a position to help other people to help them.
Bible
So, right.
says,
And if your
charity-
own country is hurting, you can't go and help those other countries.
Bible says charity starts at home.
Yeah, you got to
Can't
help yourself first.
Yeah, you can't help other people until you.
I'm
are
gonna
in a
hurt us both
position
if I help you. If I give
to
you
help.
my last, then I'm hurting us both.
Right.
Right.
Like, especially if I have to take care of you. You know what I mean?
In all actuality, the best way to help somebody is teach them how to do things for themselves.
Yeah.
Well, that too.
That's really it.
You mean the other quote?
Instead of,
give a man a fish,
yeah.
Yeah.
and he'll come back to you every day for that fish. Teach a man to fish, and he can take care of himself,
Feed himself for life.
Yeah.
That's- yeah, it's just like the stuff I say about welfare
But
all the
there's-
time. It's a trap. They trap you into the welfare system and all that, and they don't teach you anything.
Yeah.
They just give you, and if you say the wrong thing or you don't do what they tell you to do, well, guess what? We'll cut these benefits back.
That's
Mhm.
What are you
control.
going to do? You go out and you look at, like, say I want to get a job,
Yep.
but then you go get that job, and then they just sever all these things that they were giving you.
Yep.
And you're like, oh man, I was better off not having a job.
Yeah.
They don't want you to have a job.
No.
They want you to depend on them. So the best thing you could do is not do it, because then your kids also see you do it. And then it's just a generational thing.
Well, why is that? Take the man out of the picture.
Yeah.
Let the
It's
mother raise her
incentives. There's
kids,
nothing but incentives there.
single, you know what I mean? So in order for a young female to get a raise on welfare, she has to have another kid.
Yeah.
When these kids grow up, and who always promises free things? What party in our government always promises
The
free
Democratic
things?
Party.
The Democratic Party.
Democrats.
It is a way to grow a permanent Democrat base.
Yeah. I know what it is. And that's why I say it's a trap, though. They are trapping you into that system. There's no way out.
Mhm.
And then if you do try to get out, they will make sure you will feel the pain.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Like they will hurt you.
Whenever elections come about, they're always like, oh, if you don't vote for us, the Republicans, they're going to take away all of your incentives, all of your money.
There shouldn't be
You
an
know,
incentive to be on welfare. It should.
I agree.
It should be. They should be telling you trying to help you get off of it.
Right, but it's
there should be
fear-mongering.
deterrents to fucking.
It should be illegal. It should be
Try not to
illegal to offer free things during an election. There's nothing free.
Right.
You're either taking from one taxpayer
somebody
and
else.
giving it to someone who's not a taxpayer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That should be illegal. 100%. Call me evil. Call me whatever you will. I think only taxpayers should vote. Why should somebody that
Yeah.
does not, give into the
Contribute?
system get a say in
and
what
do
that
it, right.
system does?
Well, especially how much we're taxed. I
Yeah.
mean, we're taxed on
Oh,
our
yeah.
check. We get our check. It's already been taxed, and we go to the store. It's taxed. We pay more taxes every time we buy something. We're taxed, and we have property tax, and we have everything is taxed. Our money is taxed 50 times before we even see a dollar of
I
it.
flushed the toilet. I'm taxed.
Right.
Yeah. No,
On
that's
the
your
food,
water
I
bill.
was taxed to eat.
Right.
It's crazy. We should have at this point, especially in the year it's 2024.
Mm.
There should be a flat. It should either be a flat tax or a consumption tax.
It needs to be the
one
consumption
one
tax.
of the. I agree with that because it's up to me how much I pay,
Right.
and then anybody who's getting these free handouts, Well,
they
they're
don't have
paying
to pay
taxes too.
Yeah.
Like every time they spend some money, they're paying taxes now. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Like it because
Drug dealers pay tax.
drug
Illegal
dealers
black
pay
market
tax.
pays
Yeah, the
tax.
black anytime
Illegals
you
pay
buy
tax.
illegal. Anybody who steps in this country would have to pay a tax at that
Yep.
point.
Yep.
Mhm.
And I would agree to that. I mean, I think it should be low,
Well, what do you think?
but it shouldn't be nowhere near what I say 10% flat tax
Everybody says
or consumption tax that is somewhere near to that.
I think politicians should pay double tax.
That's just because you hate
That's a
politicians.
deterrent.
I like it. I think it's a
He's
great
trying to
idea.
deter
Look,
you from wanting to be a politician.
I don't
Which-
think that. I think it should be fair for everybody. They always say the rich and companies don't pay their fair share.
But who's-
Consumption tax? If
Guess
I'm
who's gonna
rich,
pay their
I
fair
consume
share,
more.
right?
I buy luxury items. I buy expensive items.
You're
I'm
paying
gonna
more
pay
taxes.
Wait,
on that.
you mean like $30,000 refrigerators?
Yeah.
And designer
Don't make
ice
fun of my
cream?
refrigerator.
And
No,
then-
I'm just
and
saying-
designer
He's talking
ice
about, I think he's talking about
cream
Pelosi,
Oh,
but
that woman is.
yeah, she's
oh,
nuts.
she's
Oh
nuts.
yeah, it was a really good way that she tried to really
Connect with the people.
connect with the
Yeah.
voters there.
Two.
Yeah.
Remember, it wasn't just
Quality.
one. She had two $30,000
Yeah,
refrigerators.
one was just for ice cream.
Yeah.
Filled
Yeah.
with ice cream.
I got 30 flavors of ice. Who has 30 flavors of ice cream?
Yeah.
I wish I had 30
I
flavors of
can't
ice
even-
cream.
I have to when I go to the store.
I don't like ice cream that much.
I haven't-
It would go bad.
Oh, it's so good.
I have a deep freezer and a freezer. I can't buy too many frozen things because I might not be able to fit them in. both
Exactly.
freezers.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? This one was like, I got 30 flavors of ice cream in my
Yeah.
$30,000 refrigerator. I relate to the people who's at home during this
Yeah.
COVID
Because you
lockdown.
eat ice
I
cream
don't-
too. It's
I-
like not that ice cream. I can't
Yeah.
afford that ice cream.
Yeah, what that ice cream costs you like
Yeah.
$30 for a spoonful.
Oh, yeah, that
I
little
mean,
quart of
like,
ice cream
yeah.
you got there, or what, a little tiny little pint or whatever.
I feel
Cost
Like, I don't know about
150
you
bucks.
guys, but I've never even come close to spending $30,000
No.
on a refrigerator ever in my life.
No, I've never even looked at
I've never
one.
even spent. Well, no, I have finally, but until recently, I never even spent $30,000 on a car,
I am
let
going,
alone. I mean,
I'm going to take you one step farther. I don't even know where you go to buy a $30,000 refrigerator. What store
that's
has
that's a good thought. I never thought of that.
Specialty
I have no
refrigerator
idea.
store?
Look that up on the phone. Can you find it on your phone for
I
me?
would
Find a
say
specialty refrigerator
specialty
store.
refrigerator store.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
look
that's
it
the
up.
only way you could
Where
get
Where do
one.
they exist?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Apparently, they do.
I'm sure it's a restaurant supply company.
It
You know what I
probably
mean?
More than
has to be,
likely.
right?
But I'm
Or-
just saying, I've never walked into the local Lowe's and be like,
Yeah,
oh, we got the
Lowe's
Samsung
or-
over here for $3,000.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the that's the $30,000 refrigerator section
Yeah.
over there.
Right.
You know
I
what
wouldn't go over there.
Yeah.
I'd be like, nah, I'm good.
Let me show you our finest refrigerator.
Are you sure?
I'd be like,
We can
does
put you
that
on a
30
payment plan.
does the $30,000 refrigerator come with a chef as well? It's
no.
already
Right.
prepaid. Like,
And I love all these videos you see of like Nancy Pelosi, AOC, all these. We got to outlaw gas stoves, and there's a gas stove in all their videos.
Right, every single one. Yeah, you look behind them, you're like, what's that?
yeah,
That's a
what's
gas
that?
stove.
That looks like a gas
Yeah,
stove.
I mean,
But hey, wait, we're only truck drivers. We don't really know about that stuff. That's way too technical
Right.
for us.
Well, speaking of that, the FMCSA,
yeah.
did you guys see? You guys seen that, right?
Oh, geez, yes, I saw.
Now
that.
you don't need to. You can be a CDL permit holder
Yeah.
and drive a commercial vehicle.
Well, that's what they
Like-
want to.
Without,
Well, they haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is the new thing that they want to pass through is you can be a permit holder and don't have to have, because how it works now, if I have a permit, I haven't really had my too many logged hours in driving. I have to have a commercial driver sitting in the passenger seat.
just like to get your
Right.
car license.
Exactly.
You have to, as a permit, you have to drive with a licensed driver
Right.
for so many hours. You want to see death, carnage, and fire? Let permit holders drive a semi.
Right.
By
But we've
themselves,
we've
right.
already seen, like, look, there's already not enough training involved. You know what I mean? I mean, they some people are natural drivers. You know what I mean? We all understand that.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
people just
True.
know how to drive. And some people don't. Look what happened in Colorado a few years ago, where that guy, he went down a mountain, killed all
Mhm.
types of people
Yeah.
because he did not know how to react to that situation.
Yeah. And even people that know how to drive, they're naturals at it, are still going to take some time behind the
Oh, there's a
wheel
big
of a big rig.
when it
Right.
comes to an 80,000-pound vehicle,
Yeah.
there are a lot of learning curves
Oh yeah. Well,
Here's-
and curves in general.
Here's a crazy idea. Let's just
Shaboom.
not
Now you're laying on
implement
your side.
stupid policy. It's not that hard
yeah.
to
I mean,
not do that.
It's
Well,
a whole
that's-
bunch of
and, yeah, I
people
don't-
sitting. It's people behind desks pushing paper, telling you how to drive a truck. They have
Well,
no clue. I
yeah,
mean, we
they
run
have-
that.
'cause-
We run into that
look.
problem at our own job where they're like, "Well, just keep going."
we
It's
have,
like Are you serious? We're all gonna die.
Yeah,
Between between the four of us, we have almost 40 years experience. I've got 14.
Yeah, I've got
Greg's
10.
got 14. You've got 10.
I got
Devin's
like
got
4.
3 to 4.
Yeah.
So, and I know that even after the schooling, the training, and I've been driving a long time. I've been driving cars and stuff a long time before I became a truck driver.
1776.
Exactly.
It's been that long.
Oh.
Like 13.
He started out with horse and carriage.
Right. But I know, like that first time I took my solo route, I was white knuckled, terrified, like, oh my god.
I was more nervous when I had somebody with me than when I was by myself. But I'll tell you, like, I didn't blow my first tire
Yeah.
for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Never experienced it.
Lucky.
I remember the
So
first time I
lucky.
heard, I was like, it was just that big boom
Yeah, that
behind. I was
loud-
like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Like looking around and
You're like,
yeah,
somebody's
it-
shooting.
it-
they're
I
shooting.
mean, it's loud. I mean, it sounds like a 12 gauge right
Yeah.
behind your head.
Yeah.
Boom. I mean, it's
Oh, yeah.
loud, and that got freak you out. And it's
remember.
like, what was that? I've been driving 2 years. First time it ever happened
Right.
to me.
I
Yeah.
was driving
Freak out a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I was driving and my front drive tire on the
Oh,
driver's
no.
side blew. I mean,
Right.
it catastrophically failed. I just sitting there. I hear boom. You know what I mean? My mirror on my truck flies off because the
Yeah.
rubber
Oh,
hits it.
The shrapnel.
Lord.
Rips my stairs off my tractor. The car beside me. Don't ever ride beside a semi because when they
Yes,
blow,
because of that,
you don't want to be
don't
there.
do it.
No, you don't want to be there.
The car beside me almost flies into the wall. You know what I mean? 'Cause it thinks that I just exploded.
Right. He thinks the world's coming to the end.
He was
to an
correct.
end, right?
He did explode.
Yeah.
Right.
Someone with no experience, they're going to jerk the wheel or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're just sitting there driving along, minding your own business, and your whole side of your truck implodes. You know,
Right.
the mirror flies off, your
Right.
stairs fly off,
Right.
and I'm just like, that was tired. You know, I'm jumped.
Right.
Of course, I jump.
Right.
You
I
are-
maintain
you always
straight.
jump.
Yeah, you can't
Right.
help.
You
it.
guys,
Now
were, you guys were on the phone with me the other day when my tire blew and was like, "What was that?" And I was like, "My tire
Right.
blew."
But as experience, now you're 100% focused on getting off the road safely and not hurting
You don't even have
somebody
to.
else. You know what
Once
I
you get
mean?
some years
Like,
of experience, I mean, you don't even have to
Right.
look. You hear that noise, you're like, "Man."
Yeah.
you're
You
like,
know,
I
it's
know
not
exactly
what was that.
it
It's
is,
know
right.
exactly
Yeah,
what
yeah,
it was, and it ruined your whole day.
And now you have troubling times in your kingdom
Yeah.
because
Yes.
for a car, they pull over, they open their truck, they get their spare out, they
Right.
put the tire on. 20 minutes, they're down the road. It's 60 to 90 minutes for somebody to come out
Just to
and
get
change the
there.
tire.
Just
Yeah.
to
Well,
get
just to
to
get
it.
Yeah,
there.
and then it's never the 60 minutes.
No, it's not. No, they'll be there in 2 hours and 3, maybe 4,
Yeah.
3.5, 4 hours. They might get there, and then they get there and they don't have everything they need
Yeah,
sometimes. And
I had
Then
to
you're
go
there
get a
for hours.
tire and-
which the good part about that is it's gonna hurt your check, but you're gonna be turned around. You're gonna go back to the terminal.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Remember
You ain't going to the meat boy.
You remember what it was like waiting as a kid for Christmas? You know, I mean, that night before, you're just like so excited, you can't
Right.
sleep. Well, when you're sitting there waiting for a tire,
Every time-
you're looking in the mirror.
Every
Is that
time you
him?
see a pickup truck, you're like, "Is that
Yeah.
him?
Is that
Oh,
him?
that's got yellow lights on. Is that? Oh, that's not him
Yeah.
either. He's going to another call."
Yeah. man.
So speaking about things that blow up in people's faces, how about
I have so many jokes for that.
Yes,
Right.
I do.
Please-
I
please
just
should.
family
Please don't.
family
Please
friendly
don't.
show.
I
We're
was
Yeah,
not,
trying
please
very
don't.
we're not
hard
going
to
to do
find a
that.
good way to segue this. Um,
Please don't.
how about the fact that Donald Trump's trial was postponed indefinitely,
That's
Oh
because
yeah, New York.
blowing up in our
'Cause,
face,
yeah, they have
yeah,
Blown
they
up in
have
their
nothing.
face.
all
That's-
of their
yeah.
faces.
was actually trials anyway. All they're doing is trying to make people turn against him.
right.
Yeah, and it didn't work.
It
Yeah.
never works.
Look, did you see the surprise on the news people's faces when he went to Atlanta and had his mugshot taken?
Yeah.
You had all those black people
Yeah.
standing there supporting Trump.
Yeah.
They thought it would be the opposite. And it's like, no, these people can relate to him. I can relate to him.
Yeah.
I've got
Right.
3 different mugshots. I got
Yeah.
3 different prison numbers.
Right.
Now you can relate to this man.
Yeah.
When they said, look at Trump, they made fun of him. Look at Trump. He's putting ketchup on his steak.
Yep.
I was like, I've done that before.
Yeah.
I've been broke. Like broke
Yeah.
where, you're lucky to get a steak.
Right.
You definitely ain't got no A1 sauce in there.
That's when I was a kid.
That's luxury.
This is how I can relate to Trump. When I was a kid, my dad would always take us to this really expensive restaurant in Centerville. All right. Real expensive. I'm a kid. I'm like
Right.
13, 14 years old. I get a big steak. I want ketchup. And they bring me ketchup. You know what I mean? The waitress looked at me like I was crazy just because I was asking for ketchup. Like, you know where you are? And I'm like,
Right.
yeah, I know where I'm at.
You're
you
a
know what I mean?
fancy restaurant.
But I got the steak fries with it. I put ketchup on my steak. You know what I mean? I can't. I want ketchup on everything.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I mean?
Oh yeah.
And the chef comes out and yells at me.
How dare you?
Ketchup on his steak. How dare you? That is, you know what I mean? He was offended. My dad's rolling. I'm sitting there, holding my steak knife, thinking, "You getting closer to me? I'm staying." Like, I don't know what's going on. I
But
mean,
that's the thing. Like everything that they thought that we would hate him for, just like they dogged him for going to McDonald's.
yeah.
Like when the football people
Yeah.
were there, who was it? The New England or whoever won that Super Bowl that year. He had McDonald's, Taco Bell, and
Yeah.
a couple other things
Oh,
there, and they
no.
loved it.
It was,
But the news
McDonald's.
people were making
Yeah,
fun of him,
yeah.
and he's like,
And the players said that was
people,
the best meal they had.
So
He
Yeah.
he also did that for the East Palestine
Yeah,
people in
yeah,
Ohio. He
yeah.
brought them Big Macs,
Yeah.
fish,
Well, that's-
and a lot of bottled water,
Yeah.
They-
more
well,
than Joe Biden did.
Oh,
for
Joe
him.
Biden's going there here soon.
Yeah, a
Boy.
year later.
I
That's,
mean, just
you know,
because he's
that's
rich, what do they
political.
expect him to bring in? 5-star chefs and have all this food.
No, the
cooked
people
for him?
people liked it. It was the news people.
I know, but
and
that's what I'm saying.
it's just
Does
like
the
what Greg
news
was saying a little
expect
bit
that?
ago. You got all these people on, like these newscasters on it. You see, who was it? Chris Cuomo, all them.
Mhm.
How dare Trump? Or I was going the wrong way. Talking about people need to pay their fair share on the taxes, right?
Right.
All these rich people. It's a rich person telling you that rich people need to pay more taxes. That they're not. They're just baiting you.
Well, they are
Right.
because I mean, I saw
All the politicians are millionaires.
I saw
and they're saying tax the rich.
One of
You
the-
are the rich.
Right.
well, I saw one of the rich famous saying that same thing, and he's like, "Look, I'd write a check for $60,000 to the IRS," and I'm like, "Cause you have that money,
Right.
it doesn't
Yeah.
hurt you.
Well,
Middle class and poor people. We don't
You
have
don't
that
care.
kind of
You
money.
still have
this
$50 million in your
This-
bank account. I mean,
You'll get that back in interest
How about
on
give me
your
your
money.
$50 million? How about that right now?
Right.
This is how feeble-minded people are. Okay, the Democrats stand up there and they're like, the rich people need to pay their fair share. All right, I want you to think about this for 5 seconds, people. And if you have a liberal friend, show them this clip. Amazon, Microsoft, Starbucks, the Warren Buffett, all these people. I mean, the rich of the rich of the
Procter
rich,
& Gamble.
billionaires.
right?
They're all Democrat supporters. Okay, they get on there and they say the rich need to pay their fair share. When the richest people out there are Democrats,
Yeah.
it's bait
Huh.
and switch.
Right.
They're not going to pay you. They're just telling you this. Why would you support giving more of your money away?
It's
You wouldn't.
it's like
a
what
lie.
it's like what Trump said when he was debating Hillary Clinton. You put the loopholes there.
Yeah,
You've
right.
been in politics for all these years. You could have closed them, but you're not going
Yeah,
to
like
because
7
your
years.
donors and your friends enjoy the same tax breaks that I do. And of
Yeah.
course I'm going to use them because I'm smart.
Right.
Yeah.
And it is smart. Why would I
If we were,
I'm
rich,
not one
we'd
of their
all do the
friends, so
same
I
thing.
can't use these loopholes. Hey, you put them there. I'm going to
Right.
use them. I'm going to take advantage of that.
I
That's
just
the
paid my
point.
taxes, and I feel like I didn't pay enough. I think I'm just going to send them a couple extra thousand. Just because
Right,
I
yeah.
just feel like I should. Nobody says that.
No.
No.
And that's the thing. I mean, these people,
Well,
these
hey.
incredibly rich people, are manipulating you into voting a certain way to vote in the people that they are making these promises and these deals with to what? To propagate their own things so that they can, I don't know, keep cheap labor,
Yeah.
you know, get
Let in
rid of
illegal
competition.
aliens.
I mean,
Well, it's also the thing where they don't understand, like, minimum wage needs to be $15 an hour. Congratulations, you get paid less money now because you pay more in taxes.
Exactly.
You can't work a 40-hour shift anymore because of Obama, what he put in with the insurance,
Yeah.
where everybody has to have insurance if you work a 40-hour
Yeah.
week. So that hurt a lot of people
They
because
make
a lot of the
everybody
restaurants,
part-time.
just
Yeah.
just
you-
stop
you're
letting you work
you're
long-
working, you're
long
part-time
hours.
employees now.
Yeah.
So you're not full-time employees. We
You
can't
get no
afford you to. I mean, I was a
benefits.
manager at a restaurant, and anytime my costs got too high, I had to send people home.
Yeah,
You know, we're not doing that good a business, therefore
Right.
your pay outweighs what we're making, so I have to let you go home.
Right.
or I have to make you go home. I don't even. You can't even ask. I just gotta start sending people home.
Before then, people would just work
Can I
a
go home?
certain amount of hours.
Yeah, later, bro.
Wait,
He's
no, it
leaving.
doesn't work for
He
you.
costs
You're
too
not
much.
paid. You're not paid. You have to stay here.
That reminds us, subscribe, like,
Yes,
so we can
please.
get paid for doing this.
Yes.
Well, it'd be nice, but
I enjoy doing this
Right.
without pay, but I really want to stop driving trucks.
yeah,
Absolutely.
And
it
so-
would be a way out. But yeah, subscribe, share, comment on the videos, tell us what you like,
Like,
and make sure share them on your social platforms, and just get us out there. We'd really
Go
appreciate
ahead
that.
and ring that bell.
We are new at this.
At least he's
but-
off tone, because if not, we'd have got sued for that.
I had to sing it my own way.
We are new at this. We're
Yeah.
getting better.
We're
Yes,
trying to
so-
get better.
We think
We're-
so. And if you don't think so, you tell us in the
Yeah,
comments.
tell us how
Please
we
let
need
us
to
know.
improve.
Yeah, let us know how.
Yeah.
All right.
Just direct it to these two because they handle it better.
I need my Nerf gun so I can shoot at you guys. So when you say stuff I don't like,
Forget that. I'm getting me a
Real guns.
paintball gun. At least a paintball gun.
Frozen pellets.
Frozen pellets.
That hurts, dude.
Oh,
We
yeah.
used to,
It does.
we did that frozen paintballs when we was kids.
Oh,
That's what we
no.
shot each other with. It was like getting shot with
No,
marbles.
you
Oh,
are.
dude.
yeah. That
Yeah.
leaves
When I
big
was a
old
kid,
welts.
We used BB guns.
yeah, we used
Well,
real
we used
BB
BB guns.
guns.
But I'm
yeah.
saying, like, we ended up getting some paintball guns one year for Christmas. Me and all my brothers, and I have a lot of brothers. My mom has 9 kids, 7 boys. So we all go out there and we decide we're gonna freeze all the paintballs.
Yeah.
And it was like getting smacked in the head. We had no protection
Right.
gear. I mean,
Yeah.
we're
The
poor.
rock.
No, it didn't
we
do
got
it.
lucky enough to get the paintball guns. My
Right.
grandma got them for us for Christmas. And imagine getting hit with something like that.
Yeah.
We got them for Christmas. It's cold outside,
I mean,
Oh yeah.
dude. That's the hurt, bro.
we would
It was
go-
fun though.
We'd go out in the woods, and there'd be 10, 15 of us. And we all had rifle,
Yeah,
Pump.
the pumps.
pump,
Yeah.
BB guns.
Yeah, BB guns.
And we would
yeah.
have war, and we were actively trying to shoot people's eyes out.
Yeah.
I mean,
You try to hurt each other.
We tried to hurt
We
each other.
tried. If you made
Yep,
somebody
headshots.
bleed,
Yeah.
that was If you made somebody bleed, that was you won. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
You were
Like,
It was
Yeah.
nuts. Don't do that nowadays, though. I'm
No,
telling
yeah.
you, man. People
Sued.
nowadays, it's
kids, don't do that, please.
yeah. Don't do it.
Don't do
We're
it.
not advocating
We're not
for anybody
advocating
to
it,
go
but
out
that's-
and do that.
We
but-
did
No.
crazy things.
No.
But the thing is, the stuff that they have now, like, have you seen the little white pellet things
Yeah.
that they have now?
Airsoft-
That stuff doesn't
airsoft
even
guns.
hurt.
No. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, it does.
It
Yeah, the
hurt, but,
plastic
but no.
ones.
Look, what I mean by that is it doesn't hurt like it
Yeah.
did. Like those copper balls,
Yeah. Oh,
that
right,
hurt,
yeah.
bro.
I
I
mean,
mean, you get
That is considered
my
a
brother.
firearm.
My brother had a pellet stuck behind
Oh,
his
I had
ear
one in
for
my earlobe.
years, dude. I think I don't know if he
Yeah.
ever got it removed,
I
but
had-
it was in his skin. It was like right here. You could feel it. It was a little.
I had one stuck in my earlobe for years, dude.
Mhm.
Somebody shot me from behind at real close range in my earlobe. Just thought it would be funny. It over the years dissolved. I don't know what your daily recommendation of copper is, but
Right.
my body absorbed it.
I think that was me.
I don't
By
know
the
who
way,
it
I'm
was,
sorry about that. We were
but
kids.
It was. I mean,
All right.
I-
He said I did it.
we didn't
It
have the
might have
internet
been
to
me.
occupy us, so we occupied our time by going out and
Playing in the creek.
playing in the creek, playing in
Fishing,
the woods,
yeah.
climbing trees, breaking bones,
Yeah.
trying
Falling
to kill
out of
each other.
trees,
Yeah.
swinging from ropes that would break
Just-
midair.
Oh, dude, I did that one time. Swinging on a vine that I thought was strong.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Swung out, and it's just a drop off,
Yeah.
and then it's just a crack, and then you
Yeah.
hear it crack,
Yeah.
and you're like,
And you're just
it's
like,
that
just
uh oh
flying
moment.
through
It's that
there.
uh oh moment. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that's it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
die.
And you just stiffen up. And
Yeah.
you're just like, I don't know how. Yeah, I grew up with about, I don't know, 300 acres of woods around me.
yeah, it was a
And
lot.
There was grapevines all over the place.
Uh-huh.
We'd just go out there with a saw, cut them, and just swing. And it was this big ravine with this
Yeah.
creek down.
Uh-huh.
And we just swing out of this ravine. Sometimes you came back. Sometimes
Sometimes you
you
made
didn't
it.
come back. And you just
Sometimes you were at the bottom of the
Yeah, and
ravine
you just hit.
and you
Yeah.
hear, oh.
You all right? I'm good. I'm good. As you got your breath back. That was fun. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel sorry for the kids today because no one's outside. No one
Agreed.
goes
No.
and does anything.
They're on their phones or iPads or tablets, whatever.
Trapped
Just
in the
always,
digital world.
yeah, Xbox and all that.
I
Like, you
would
know,
Sad.
I would wake up, get outside, get on my bike, and start riding the neighborhood. And then when
That's
I
how you
passed
knew
the
what
house
people
with all the
was.
bikes
Yeah.
were at,
there's all the that's all the
Yeah.
boys. Let's go.
Let's go in there. And then we all figure out what we're gonna do. And
You
usually
came home when
involves
the sun was going down.
go swim in
Yeah.
the river.
And the
in
saddest
mountains,
thing though is when you couldn't find anybody.
Oh,
And then they
Oh.
come back and they tell you about what they did, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh,
I missed.
Oh,
Yeah.
I missed
I
out.
missed it.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I remember one time down there by the creek. This was old hoop court. There's this big like ravine type cliff thing. We dug a tunnel deep into this thing with a big room. Now it could have collapsed at any time. There was no supports, and we could have been buried, and no one would have ever found us. But it didn't.
You mean
And
to
I
say you
survived.
weren't miners, professional, and like
No, we
you
didn't
know,
have. We didn't carve out some trees and put beams.
yeah,
up there.
put beams
We-
up and anything.
We just lived in there for like afternoons. And one day we got an idea to start a fire, and then we were like,
Yeah, because all the smoke, because you didn't have a way for the smoke to go. Yeah,
And then it rained real hard, and like the front of it collapsed because the water got in.
right.
The rain
Or-
always
yeah.
messed
road
everything
stays,
up
yeah.
because we used to build dams because
Oh,
behind,
yeah.
behind my mom's house was the creek, so we'd
Yeah.
build a dam so the
Yeah.
water would get deep enough
Yeah.
so we could swim in it.
Yep.
Then every time it rained, it would sweep our dam
Yeah.
away, and we'd have to rebuild
Build
it
it
and
again.
everything. It was
Little
it was a lot of fun.
It was. That's what life is about. No one is gonna 60 years from now be on their deathbed and go, wish I would have watched more TikTok. You know what I'm saying? That's it's
You know what? Wait,
Somebody
with these,
will.
You
yeah, I
might,
would say with
yeah.
these crazy people nowadays, somebody
somebody
will.
will.
They'll
mean,
be
I
it
really
is.
wish I would have
They'll
watched
still
that.
have their hair dyed, blue or pink or something. I'm like, I wish I watched more.
That's
more
the
TikTok.
Actually,
That's
they
the-
probably won't say anything. They'll probably be scrolling through. TikTok
Yeah,
as
right.
They die.
And they'll be like,
yeah, they'll be like this. This is my last breath. I'm dying.
yeah.
I gotta upload this before I die. You know what I mean?
as you're
Somebody
trying,
upload.
as you're trying to push the
Somebody.
button, you're giving your last death breath.
Yeah.
And it starts a new fad. Everybody's hashtag dying.
Yeah.
Hashtag dying.
Oh no.
No, that's
I'm just saying.
that's the weird
You're
thing
not
too.
wrong. You're not wrong.
Is I feel sorry for the new generation growing up when they're going to be pointing at their grandma
Yep.
and she's on a stripper pole. You know what I mean? Or doing
Yeah.
some type of TikTok with her duck lips or something like
Yeah.
that. It's like
Yeah.
I remember pictures of my grandma standing with grandpa.
Yep.
Like being
With
presentable,
family.
proper.
proper,
Yeah.
you know, something you could look at and be proud of. Like that
Yeah.
was my grandma and grandpa back, back when they were a little younger. And
Wait, you mean all the
I mean,
OnlyFans are going to become
it's-
grandmas one day?
That's what they don't realize is like one day you're not going to want people to see what you did because you didn't accomplish anything in your life. You just took pictures.
They made money, I guess.
Well, they made money, but
You're gonna
they
have these
not
grandpas
all
out
of them
there
make money. By the
with
way,
big
I mean,
neck tattoos.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Big holes in their ear from
Right.
their piercings. I mean, whatever those things are, the
gauges.
the
The
gauges.
gauges,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they're
I don't
gonna-
mind
they're
those
gonna
on
be
females. Dudes look retarded on with that. I mean, I'm not talking about like the ones that are all done up,
Right. No.
but
right.
a decent gauge on a chick looks good.
No,
I
I'm
think.
not. But I'm saying one day they're going to be 70 years old. They're
Yeah,
gonna-
with that big loop, big hole in
they're gonna be
there.
like, yo, grandma was a hoe. Let's represent. She represents
Watch-
the nursing home down there.
I was about to say,
You know?
don't be throwing no gang signs, bro.
Oh, I'm saying,
I know it's not.
I
One
represent
day.
Shady Oaks Nursing Home Tuesday Pudding Day.
And one day you're gonna have.
Can't get your
You're
pudding,
gonna
boy.
open up.
No,
You're gonna look at those
Get your old
pictures,
pudding.
and you're
can't
gonna.
have my pudding.
Why are these people dressed like dogs?
Oh, that
And why are
Oh.
these people dressed in baby diapers?
Right.
And what is going on here?
it's gotten so bad. Schools put litter boxes in the bathroom because
I
people
heard
think
about
they're
that.
cats.
I heard about that, and it makes my head
Look,
hurt.
I don't promote violence, but if I
Oh.
walk into a bathroom and someone's pooping in a litter box, I'm kicking them. I'm sorry.
I probably would. I
Look,
probably would.
Here's the thing about that. You said you said schools, okay? I don't agree with that at all. And their
Which part?
parents
Woo.
should be beaten senseless.
Whoa.
Picked you up pretty good there, Scott.
Yeah.
No, I said this before. Is the parents should be charged with child abuse when
lot
it
of
comes
them
to
do.
when it comes to a lot of these things that they are forcing their kids to do, and that's the big thing is they're forcing them. Most of those kids don't really want that. They're just in some type of what's that? Oh, okay.
We out of our hour show, we're at 53 minutes and 44 seconds.
All right.
So we'll be wrapping this up here soon.
Right. But yeah, that's my idea. I mean, my opinion on that is if you're forcing your kids or pushing your kids towards something that's probably more likely in your future going to give you a mental illness,
Right.
You don't have to go talk to a psychiatrist or a therapist for the rest of your life because of your parents. Your parents should be charged with
Let's
it.
ask who this is. Is the child mentally ill or is the parent?
No, it's the parent most of the time.
parent.
I
mean, when you see the
Both.
stuff, it like
Stop normalizing things that are mentally wrong.
When I was-
I mean,
right. You're not supposed to do it. You're supposed to raise your kid. You're supposed to be there and
Right.
correct your kid when they are doing wrong.
Thank you.
You aren't supposed to sit
Thank
there
you.
and go with their fantasy world because that is
Right.
not parenting. You are their friend now.
Right.
You're
When
just
they're-
trying to.
Look, when
I
they're
don't know
real,
how to
when they're
say it.
real little, play tea party with your daughter, play, wrestle with your boys. That's fine.
If she
But
was-
once they hit a certain age, you have to teach them
Well, even-
fantasy time. is
Even when they're
over,
young, you teach them
like-
real world
you
stuff.
don't
Right.
even have to play tea party with your girl. If she wants to play trucks, let her play trucks.
Yeah, I don't care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When I was a little kid, when I was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I wasn't a little boy. I was a dinosaur. I was a police officer. I was a soldier.
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Every
you're a
day I was
cowboy, an
something else.
astronaut,
Yeah, you know,
whatever, right?
You have no sexuality as a kid.
No.
None. I mean, so
Then
until
one day you wake up and you're like, "What's that?"
I mean, I used to play with this little girl when I was a little kid.
Easy, Chris.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Down.
That's the
When
truth.
when I was a little, people, you got my brain waves all scattered. I was about to say when I was a little girl, when I was a little
Yes, Greg has transgendered. He used to be
Yeah.
Georgisha.
Look at the man that I am. No, when I was a little kid,
Regina.
Gregina.
I played with this little girl. She was more boy than me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She ride a bike, ramp, dude, climb a tree faster than a squirrel. I used to be a little jealous of this girl. I was like, what the heck? And then one day, like I think I was like 12, maybe 13. She comes around the block. Where's the sundress?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're like, what happened?
Makeup on, all curly.
Yeah.
I'm like, where'd my friend go?
I know she's under there somewhere.
And then she kissed me on the cheek. And I was like, oh, I like this person better. And-
I think I like the change.
right. So, I mean, kids are kids. They have no idea who they are or what they're going to be. And until they.
But as a parent, you're there to correct them when they do say
Yes.
something.
You're there to
Even
steer
if they
them in the right
say
direction.
one day they wake up and like, I'm Spider-Man. It's like, yeah, whatever. And they're like, no, for real, I'm Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And-
no, dude, it's a TV show.
That doesn't
like-
matter. If they're little kids and they think they're Spider-Man,
Right.
give them a web blaster.
Well, yeah, but I'm
"You
saying
are
like
Spider-Man."
when they get to a certain
He's talking
age, yeah,
like
like
a
when they
16-year-old.
when they get a
Oh,
little
yeah,
older
or
and
young
they're
age.
trying to be
Yeah,
serious,
yeah.
like no, for real, I'm Spider-Man, or I'm Batman, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna really fight crime. It's like no, you have to. What if they go to the wrong person? They get beat up.
My mom.
You're not really Batman.
I'm
Batman's fiction, or
I was a little kid. I was outside, and my mom comes out like, "What are you doing with the hose?" I'm spraying the house. I'm like, "I'm fireman. The house is on fire." You know what I mean?
well, yeah.
She's like, "Well, make sure you get it all out." You know, she
Yeah.
knew what I was doing. But
Well,
right.
that's what I'm saying. Like when they're younger, like that, yeah, you
Yeah.
let them live in their little world, and it's fine. But when they say certain things, I said Spider-Man because I'm not trying to talk about the other stuff again. You know what I mean? But you were supposed to.
I think that moves copyrighted. Stop that.
You are supposed to correct your children. You are a parent. You're not their best friends, and I think
Yeah.
that's a lot of the people's. A
That's
lot of
their
parents'
problem,
problem
yes.
nowadays is they want to be their kids' friends. They don't want to correct them. They don't want to discipline
No.
them.
And look at the world
Half the
today.
time,
Like-
half the time they just ignore them altogether. Nobody.
And it's
They,
so-
they,
I'm saying
they
this-
love the idea of being a parent. They don't actually
That's
like
what
being
it's-
a
but
parent.
that's what a parent's supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's
What
Go ahead.
when I was a kid, I would draw a picture. Then I'd take it to my dad. And I'd be like, "Dad, look at the picture I drew." And he'd have a newspaper over and he'd be reading it. And I'm like, "Look at my picture, man. That's really nice, son."
Yeah.
I would never read the
Well.
newspaper. I'm like, "Yes, it is." And I'd run off. You know what I mean?
A minute.
We
All
got
right,
a
we're gonna
minute.
wrap it up.
So
What do you want to say, David?
No,
No.
we're good.
We're
uh,
good.
hopefully you liked what we talk
All right.
about.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys come back next video, next Saturday.
Please like,
Please,
share,
yeah.
subscribe.
God bless America.
God bless
bless
America.
God bless America.
Peace out, guys.
See y'all.
See ya.